collect stories, songs, poems. What I do is I collect stories. I seek out the elders. I seek out the elders and garner stories and songs and poems. Stories and songs and poems characterized critically. Stories characterized critically as, oh, that's that 60s stuff. Like somebody doing old rock and roll will be doing that 50s stuff. Well, or this is the 90s, you know. I have a good friend in the East, a good singer and a good folk singer, a good song collector, who comes and listens to my shows and says, you sing a lot about the past. You always sing about the past. You can't live in the past, you know. And I say to him, I can go outside and pick up a rock that's older than the oldest song you know and bring it back in here and drop it on your foot. Now, the past didn't go anywhere, did it? It's right here, right now. I always thought that anybody who told me I couldn't live in the past was trying to get me to forget something that if I remembered it would get him in serious trouble. No, it's not that. That's 50s, 60s, 70s, 90s, that whole idea of decade packages. Things don't happen that way. The Vietnam War heated up in 1965 and ended in 1975. Well, you know, what's that got to do with decades? No, that packaging of time is a journalistic convenience that they use to trivialize and to dismiss important events and important ideas. I defy that. I defy that. I defy that. Time is an enormous long river. Important events and important ideas. Time is an enormous long river. Time is an enormous long river. Important events and important ideas. Time is an enormous long river. And I'm standing in it, just as you're standing in it. My elders were the tributaries, and everything they thought, and every struggle they went through, and everything they gave their lives to, and every song they created, and every poem that they laid down flows down to me. And if I take the time to ask, and if I take the time to seek, if I take the time to reach out, I can build that bridge between my world and theirs. I can reach down into that river and take out what I need to get through this world. Bridges from my time to your time, as my elders from their time to my time. And we all put into the river, and we let it go, and it flows away from us and away from us until it no longer has our name, our identity. It has its own utility, its own use, and people will take what they need and make it part of their lives. Bridges. They sometimes dwell at length. Sometimes dwell at length. The past didn't go anywhere. The past didn't go anywhere. The past didn't go anywhere. Did it? me tell you a story.
I have just left your fighting sons in Korea. They have met all tests there, and I can report to you without reservation, they are splendid in every way.
Since the kids have been little, they've always known that I've vanished from their lives periodically. And they never really had the idea of what it is that I do. What do I do? We never traveled together at all. You know, since the kids have been little, they've always known that I've vanished from their lives periodically. And they never really had the idea of what it is that I do. Brendan, the 14-year-old, he got to travel with me during the summer. But we got a chance to talk to each other as adults, you know, as adults, instead of just father and son. We left Boston. We were headed up to the Left Bank Cafe in Blue Hill, Maine. And Brandon, just above Marblehead, turned to me and he said, "How did you get to be like that?" It's a fair question. I knew what he meant. I knew that but he didn't have all the language to say exactly what he meant. What he meant to say was, why is it that you are fundamentally alienated from the entire institutional structure of society? As I saw her singing there through the rain, and I realized right then, I said, Brendan, right then I knew that it was all wrong, that it all had to change, and that change had to start with me.